Virus superspreaders: why a few people can shape a pandemic. In the early months of almost every major outbreak, a familiar and unsettling pattern emerges. Hundreds, sometimes thousands, become infected, but a surprisingly small number of people appear to be responsible for a disproportionately large share of those cases. These individuals are often described as virus superspreaders, a term that has moved from epidemiological jargon into everyday conversation. Yet the idea is frequently misunderstood. Superspreading is not about villains or biological oddities. It is about the complex intersection of biology, behavior, and environment. To understand superspreaders, we must first abandon the comforting assumption that infections spread evenly. In reality, viral transmission is profoundly unequal. Many infected individuals pass the virus to no one at all, while a minority infect dozens. Epidemiologists describe this as overdispersion, the tendency of transmission to cluster around specific people and events. In practical terms, it means that a pandemic's trajectory can hinge on a handful of moments: one wedding, one choir rehearsal, one crowded indoor gathering. Contrary to popular belief, being a superspreader does not necessarily mean being more reckless or irresponsible. In some cases, biological factors play a role. Viral load, the amount of virus present in the body, can vary dramatically between individuals. Someone shedding unusually high amounts of virus, particularly before symptoms appear, may unknowingly infect many others. Timing is critical. If peak infectiousness coincides with intense social interaction, the conditions for superspreading are quietly assembled. Behavior, however, often matters just as much as biology. Superspreading events tend to occur where people talk loudly, sing, shout, or breathe heavily in close proximity. These activities increase the emission of respiratory particles, especially in enclosed or poorly ventilated spaces. A person attending multiple social or professional gatherings in a short period may function as a bridge between otherwise separate social networks, allowing the virus to leap across communities with remarkable efficiency. Environment completes the triangle. Ventilation, humidity, crowd density, and duration of contact all shape transmission risk. A brief outdoor interaction is rarely dangerous. Hours spent indoors with stagnant air can be. This explains why superspreading is often associated with specific settings rather than specific personalities. The same individual may infect no one in one context and many in another. The history of infectious disease repeatedly confirms this pattern. From tuberculosis in the 19th century to more recent viral outbreaks, clusters, not chains, have driven epidemics. Modern contact tracing has simply made these dynamics more visible. When investigators map who infected whom, the resulting diagrams resemble fireworks, long stretches of nothing punctuated by explosive bursts. Understanding superspreaders has profound implications for public health. If most transmission comes from a small fraction of cases, then targeted interventions can be extraordinarily effective. Improving ventilation in high-risk venues, limiting crowd sizes during outbreaks, and rapidly isolating cases linked to clusters can slow spread more efficiently than blanket restrictions alone. In this sense, superspreading is not only a problem but also a strategic opportunity. There is, however, a social danger in the language we use. Labeling individuals as superspreaders can encourage stigma and blame, particularly when outbreaks intersect with existing inequalities. Many high-risk jobs, care work, hospitality, transport, require constant close contact with others. The people in these roles are not choosing to spread disease, they are often absorbing risk on behalf of society. A responsible discussion of superspreading must therefore focus on systems and settings, not scapegoats. As science continues to refine its understanding of viral transmission, one lesson stands out with striking clarity: pandemics are not driven by averages. They are driven by extremes. A small number of events can determine whether an outbreak fizzles out or surges uncontrollably. Recognizing the power of superspreading shifts our perspective from fear of everyone to vigilance about the moments that matter most. In the end, the story of virus superspreaders is a reminder of how deeply interconnected modern life has become. Our voices, our movements, and the spaces we share can amplify microscopic forces in unpredictable ways. Learning to manage that amplification, through design, policy, and collective awareness may be one of the most important public health lessons of the 21st century.